Hi everyone. This is Cristiana Eltrayan, holistic therapist, speaker, and author, and the facilitator of the Pranic consciousness process. Blessings to everyone. Thank you for being here with us, and I'm welcoming you to this new series of webinars that are your easy path, your smooth path to inner mastery. I'm happy to be presenting this process again for I don't know how many times we started sharing it in 2013, I guess. So it's a long, long time we're talking and we're doing this training. And I'm happy to see new ones coming every single series. So happy to meet you. In just a few minutes, I'm going to explain what we're going to do in this webinar. So we're going to have some sharing about the process and what it is, what it means, and how you can utilize it for your personal and spiritual growth. We're also going to be having meditation towards the middle or the end of the webinar. We are going to be together for 1 hour or 1 hour and a half tops. And during this webinar tonight, you're going to meet the masters, the ascended masters that are holding this process that I'm channeling. You're going to meet the themes of the process and how you can utilize new steps in your day-to-day life to increase your pranic percentage, heighten your frequency, and align your life to a rhythm of health, happiness, and harmony altogether. And you're going to also experience how it is to literally be nourished by a source that is not physical, because we're going to have this meditation, like I said, towards the middle or the end of the meeting, where you're actually going to be um, receiving more energy and an energy recalibration with us. And tonight, we're going to also talk about the first step of the pranic consciousness process, or the first theme of the pranic consciousness process, which is meditation or self-awareness. So we're going to be sharing a lot in this 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. Stay tuned until the end so that you can benefit from all the gifts that we're sharing. And I guess we're ready to begin. Before we start and I get into the topics of this evening, I am suggesting that you may want to have a pen and paper with you if you're the type who likes to write things down. If you don't like to focus on that, and we don't recommend too much writing during these webinars, if you like to only focus within, it's already written in your energy field, so don't worry, you won't forget it. So nice to have you all with us. Um, we also recommend that you let your friends or family know that you're having a minute, an hour for yourself. You deserve it, so don't worry, they won't be upset. You can tell them that you have some documentary watching or some webinar watching, some personal growth moment, so that you can fully be present during the meditation. Also, we're gonna have the recommendation to put your earsets or your headsets on so that you won't be disturbed during the meditation and you won't hear the sounds around you. And that's gonna make it much easier for you to focus. So, everyone, greetings and blessings. Uh, Also, another advice is to use the chat box, to use the laptop for watching this, because in your on your laptop you have a chat box on YouTube at the right of your screen, and you can use that chat box to write messages to us or to share your comments with us, or to whatever you want to share, you can use that chat box. I don't know if that's available on your phone or a tablet, so that's why we're recommending you to watch it on your laptop. And we're going to take a moment for you to have the time to do that and open your laptop and do all the changes that you need, maybe. And in the meantime, so happy to see you all here. And please use the chat box to share your name and the country you're from, so that we know who we are speaking to here, so that we know how many people and where are you from, especially. I would be glad to know that about you. Okay, so yeah, we are ready to start. I'm gonna share a little bit for those of you who don't know anything about this process. I'm gonna share a little details about it. The first time I've experienced the steps of this process was when I started my personal growth journey. So I literally started my own journey with meditation. First, when I was 14, 12 or 14, I don't remember exactly. And then I restarted this when I was 28, and I was having, I was literally needing it a lot for my personal rebalancing. So I started the first step of the process, which is meditation. Um, then I slowly by um, growing into my personal journey, I started including the other steps of the pranic personal of the pranic consciousness process, and I'm going to tell you all of them in just a few moments. So I added each step, and I practice at home until I reached about like 8 hours of practice daily, not continuously, but some hours in the morning, some hours at noon, some hours before bed, and some hours during the night. I was waking up around 4 o'clock at night or so to do my practices, without using the clock. Just naturally, my body would go in meditation or something like that. So my practice with this was very diligent in a few years ago, and it still is. But in 2013, after practicing for a while, I went to a workshop here in Romania. Jasmine was having a workshop here, and she shared about 8 steps that we can include in our day-to-day life to increase our pranic percentage, raise our frequency, and have overall state of health and happiness in our lives. And when she was sharing these steps that I'm going to share with you right away, I noticed that they were the very steps that I was practicing in my spiritual journey. So I was very happy to know that I was already on that path of increasing my pranic percentage, and on a path of even being nourished by prana. And at the end of her sharing, she said, "You might want to, start sharing this process with others." She's calling it the Luscious Lifestyle Program. You might want to share this process with others so that they can all benefit from this knowledge. So right away, I started holding webinars about it, and I was sharing basically my personal growth journey, but also a program that is held by 8 ascended masters, and each one of these ascended masters are recommending one of the steps of the program. So now I'm going to tell you what the steps of the program are, so that you can include them in your life. And if you are already doing some of them or all of them, you can check um, how much of it you need to do maybe in your daily practice. And before the ending of this webinar, I'm going to give some very powerful tool of check and for you to check the not only the pranic percentage and how much you are being nourished by prana, but also check the truth in every situation of your life, or to check the way you make your choices. So you're gonna have a tool of connecting to yourself, to your higher self, or to the divine, so to speak, where you can actually verify every information that you want to check, so that you see um, the right choices for your life. So we're going to be also giving this tool towards the end of the workshop. The tool is called the breath test, and it's a very powerful and sacred method of fine tuning and getting in touch to your inner mastery and knowing your answers from there and checking everything you need from there. So, but before that, I'm just going to share the steps and the masters that are involved in this pranic consciousness process. So, when humanity has started to be, supervised and helped by the ascended masters, and this has been increased in the past 30 to 40 years, because humanity has chosen to evolve at a more intense pace. There were eight ascended masters that were in charge with the evolution of humanity, and that revealed some important and simple methods for personal and spiritual growth. The first method recommended for raising the vibration and increasing the pranic percentage or the pranic frequency was meditation. And meditation or self-awareness, or going within to notice your inner rhythms, was recommended by all eight ascended masters. So they all agreed that this is one of the most important steps for the evolution of humanity, for raising the frequency, and for you being in contact with your inner master, which is the most important thing of all. um, the second step that is recommended, or the second practice, so to call it, is prayer, or connecting with the universe, or connecting with the force greater than your human aspect. That could be connecting to your light being friends, connecting to the angels, connecting to ascended masters, or directly connecting to spirit, or divine self, or God, as some might like to call it. This type of divine connection, and taking time for this divine connection, is an important recommendation, which is held and supported by Kuan Yin, the Asian goddess of compassion and kindness. The Asian version of Mother Mary, or of Tara, is called Kuan Yin, and she is recommending and channeling the um, practice of prayer or divine communion for the increase of consciousness and for the increase of awareness in your life. The third step is mind mastery, observing your mind and channeling your thoughts in the right direction, so that you receive the desired results. So it is recommended that you don't leave your mind unattended, and that you observe your thoughts and mental reactions, so that you can be in full mastery of your life, because your thoughts are creating your reality, and therefore the more you observe them, the more you have power on the reality that is manifested. This recommendation and webinar um, with this theme will be held by in the energy of Saint Germain. Saint Germain is an ascended immortal master who is supporting the mind mastery theme, and is also supporting the evolution of humanity by helping everyone channel their thoughts in a positive, uplifting direction. For those of you who have just joined and who are new to this, please use the chat box to write your name and the location so that we know who we are addressing here. And thank you for joining us. And with this comment, we're going to share the fourth step. The fourth step is reassessing the diet and going lighter in your diet. So lightening up the food intake is recommended by Buddha, who is also recommending vegetarianism. So the Ascended Master who will be supervising the webinar where we're sharing about the lighter diet is Buddha. I'm just going to channel the information. Buddha is actually holding the energy for us to um, know more about how to lighten up our diet and how to actually be more compassionate and kinder in the world by not using, the animal products that are not only lowering the frequency of our bodies, but also lowering the overall frequency of humanity and of the planet by all the processes that it implies. So Buddha is recommending this for the evolution of humanity, and he's also recommending conscious eating and fully enjoying what we're consuming as physical food. But we're going to talk more on that in the fourth week of the pranic consciousness process when we talk about lightening up the diet. The next theme, the fifth theme of the process, will be how to use and share your gift to the world. So we each one come in this world with a special gift, a special talent, a special feature that is beneficial for humanity, and we are unique and perfectly designed to bring that gift in the world. um, During the webinar referring to your gift and how to share it with others, we're going to talk also about how to selflessly share your gift to the world. So, how to be in service for humanity and how to put that gift in the service of humanity in a harmonious way so that you help humanity and do your mission, job, or the reason of your incarnation here. So, you're going to maybe have a meditation with us and find out what your gift is and how to harmoniously, selflessly share it with the world. The theme of selfless service and bringing your gift to the world is supported in the energy of the Christed One or Jesus Christ, who has so well done this, his mastery with bringing his gift to the world, regardless of the cost. Um, then follows the sixth practice or the sixth week of the process, which is how to tune into the body and how to treat it like a temple with the right exercise, the right um, programming. Even we're going to learn about how to program the body, to program your cells, and how to write new intentions in your energy field so that your body can function at its best. You can program your weight, you can program your food intake, you can program your health, of course, you can program your shape so that you look your best and feel your best. But you're also going to learn about the right exercise and how to treat your body like a temple with the right body products and so on, so that you have the best tool to navigate in this world and feel the sensations and the perception through it in a harmonious way. The master recommending treating your body like a temple, and the master who's holding the energy for this practice is Babaji. And during the fifth week, we're going to have a more profound connection with this ascended master and how to be in harmony with our bodies. The seventh practice of the pranic consciousness process and the seventh webinar is about how to connect with nature, the natural elements, how to harmonize the elements of your body so that you be more nourished by energy and less nourished by food, and how to synchronize the elements in your body to improve your health, happiness, and harmony, and to be more in tune with nature and with the planet that is, supporting us and hosting us for a while. Um, this theme is held in the presence of Saint Francis of Assisi, which, as you know, has been. Some of you might know this master, some of you might never heard of him, but he is a saint from Italy who has lived in Assisi and has been spending a lot of time in solitude in nature to the degree where he was so fine tuned with the natural elements that he was able to communicate also with the plants, the animals, and understanding the cosmic languages so well that even the language of the animals was known and easy to practice for him. So he's going to be helping us with um, fine tuning our elements and spending more time in nature and increasing the pranic percentages and the raising our frequency with this technique. And last but not least, the eighth webinar and theme of the pranic consciousness process is about how to use sound, music, and mantras to raise our frequencies, to increase our vibration, and to fine tune our bodies so that our pranic rhythm is higher and that your pranic percentage can reach higher levels. This theme is very important for all of us because we're all surrounded by sound and we can consciously choose what we're listening to and consciously choose the words, wording, and mantras that we're, you know, sometimes um, uttering so that we fine tune our body, we increase our prosperity and frequency levels, and that we live our lives in health, happiness, and harmony. The theme is recommended by Mother Mary, which, as you know, is a very important spiritual guide to many of us, not only in Christianity. She is a spirit beyond religion, beyond, church beliefs and beyond sometimes even beyond human perception. And she is highly trained in the usage of sound and mantras for healing and for recalibrating the human body, the trainings that were taught in Egypt. So these are the eight steps or the eight themes that we're going to be sharing during the process, and many, many other practices that I myself have learned and practiced, and that my masters as well have learned and practiced for raising the vibration. As you know, I'm also the founder of the Pranic Consciousness Summit, which is an online platform holding meetings and interviews with all the pranic masters that I know, and with scientists and doctors and spiritual practitioners that are explaining their own practices of raising the vibration and of being nourished without using physical food and all that energy technology that we're learning more and more about these days. This Pranic Consciousness Summit is available online, and you can get access to it by accessing our website, soulhealingacademy.com. So we've accumulated so much experience as well from the interviews and conferences that we're doing with this online platform. So during the process, you're also from benefit from tips and tricks that others have shared with us and that we are bringing in this process for your upliftment and evolution. So I know some of you have signed in to the process before this webinar. And those of you who haven't, you have the link of signing in for all eight webinars. You have the link below or above the video, depending on where you're watching. If you're watching on Facebook, then it's above. If you're watching on YouTube, then it's below and you can access the link and join us for the full series of webinars so that you have the utmost of this outstanding spiritual practice that is bringing you to your own empowerment, to your own inner mastery, so that you wouldn't depend of an special training or a special guru or someone outside of you, so that is when you're needing information about your inner situation, your food intake, what to eat, what to not eat, what choices to make in your life, and so on. And I'm also talking about the food because I know some of you are interested in being nourished by prana and in uh, you know decreasing the amount of physical food and increasing the amount of energy. So, with these practices that we've just talked about, not only you increase your vibration and your awareness and your inner mastery, but the byproduct of it is that you're no longer needing so much physical food. So, if you're really were to listen to your body after the practices and tune in to see what is really the type of nourishment that your body needs, you might see that it needs less physical food and more light as nourishment. And some of us has have literally reached that level of practice where we no longer need that much food, or sometimes we don't need food at all. We sometimes just need liquids for nourishment. So this is also available with this training, but only for those who are ready, only for those who have, chosen this type of integration for this lifetime, only for those who are, mentally and spiritually prepared. And I'm going to talk about this a little more because I know some of you have participated to several pranic processes with several teachers before this process. I know some of you have been wanting to go fully on prana for various reasons, either spiritual growth or health issues or just human evolution in general. What I'm always sharing about this is that this is an ongoing process. This is process of tuning and alignment. For some, it happens right away after a 10-day process or a 21-day process, but that's because the bodies are already prepared. If you had a spiritual practice before, if you had maybe several inclinations practicing this type of nourishment, if you had maybe years of practice in this lifetime, or if you come from a very high vibration, or for a usual person that hasn't practiced any spiritual step before, it's highly recommended that we have a daily spiritual practice, a daily, you know, personal and spiritual growth ritual, which is meant to heighten our vibration before we decide to give up food completely. Not using physical food for nourishment can be dangerous for those who are not ready physically, mentally, and spiritually and emotionally. It can jeopardize your health and harmony altogether. So please use the information wisely and do not rush into giving up food. Just practice, fine tune into your body and see what it needs, and only listen to your inner mastery. Don't listen to your mind with it, and don't go making choices from your ego based personality with this, because this is a very highly spiritual practice, but it's also dangerous if you're not very well fine tuned. So, with the pranic consciousness process, we're helping you be more fine tuned to your higher self, to your divine essence, to your higher spirit that is guiding you to your inner mastery, so that you know along the pranic journey when to use food and when to use prana, and what are maybe the amounts and the percentages that you are nourished from, so that you are fully conscious on your journey and to be in a safe and harmonious rhythm all the way through your life. That's what we recommend, and that's what we do with the pranic consciousness process. So it's not going to be a process where we teach you how to give up food. It's going to be a process where we teach you, or we're sharing about how to heighten your frequency, how to increase the pranic percentage. The rest happens naturally and organically, and in a harmonious way for each one of you. So, welcome, 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 everyone. Happy to be here with you. Those of you who have just joined us online, please write your name and maybe city in your chat box next to the video. We have advised everyone to use the laptop for watching this webinar so that you can benefit from the chat box next to the video. I don't know if it's available on your phone. So please use that for your comments, your questions, and tell us, what do you expect from this theme tonight? The theme of the night is meditation, and the general theme is raising your vibration and heightening your state of consciousness so that you are in full inner mastery. I'm going to have a sip of water here because my throat is getting dry along this process. And in the meantime, I'm waiting for you to share with us and tell us where you're from. And also, what are your expectations? When you first heard of it, pranic consciousness process, what did you think it would be? What are you expecting from these themes? What are you expecting from the facilitator? And maybe what are you expecting from your life? And how would you like your life to change with this process? um, the things we have experienced while teaching this process for now maybe 5 years have been amazing. I've seen people starting from scratch, without any spiritual practice, without one day of meditation their entire life. And after joining all the 8 meetings, their lives has changed completely. They have found a better job. They have, of course, went into a better diet. They have started exercising. Some of them have even found a girlfriend or boyfriend, the ones who were, looking for that, because the pranic consciousness process, first of all, brings more clarity in our lives and helps us be more clear of what we desire with our lives, with what we want to manifest. And it helps us hold space for that manifestation to happen. Also, another benefit of this process is that it brings us more harmony. When you raise your vibration and when you are fully aware of what's happening in your mind, in your body, and emotional system, then you can consciously decide the next steps in your life, and you can literally be aware of the relationship between the cause and effect. So if you do this, you obtain that. And that's what happens when you are in a personal growth journey. You get more awareness and you get to manifest in a more conscious way. That's also what happens with the pranic consciousness process. Um, it helps to eliminate the inner aggressivity, and also the disharmonious states, the fear, the anger that you might be feeling sometimes, the imbalance, the lack of self-confidence. And it brings you more calm, peace, self-awareness, self-confidence, and um, a way of expressing yourself in the world that is harmonious with yourself and others. It helps you shift your brainwave patterns, from beta to alpha and alpha to theta, so that you can get more harmony in your spiritual practice, because it has been proven by um, studies made on monks and spiritual practitioners that the brain waves can change when you add a spiritual practice daily that is affecting your inner state. So, for example, meditation does that. It shifts your brain waves from beta to alpha, from alpha to theta, and from theta to delta. So that you experience more of your divine nature, more of your inner essence, and less of your monkey mind. That's also a huge benefit of this pranic consciousness process, and literally a great step on increasing your pranic percentage as well, because the pranic percentage is increased when your mind is calm, when your spirit is balanced, when the chakras are aligned, and when the emotional is also balanced. That's when the prana can flow freely through your body. So, with meditation and shifting your brain waves frequencies, you can achieve all that. Um, and it helps you have also more detachment and discernment in your life. When choosing your path consciously, when making conscious choices each step of your life with these spiritual practices, then you can extend that conscious choosing in your day to day decisions. You know, the way you decide to speak to your friends and family, the way you decide to interact with your coworkers, the way you decide to maybe take some important steps in your business or job or career and so on. Everything is done with more awareness. And even the simplest things like choosing your food will be from a place of awareness. We call it conscious eating. And we're now in a place where when I go to the supermarket to do the shopping, maybe for my juices or for salads, if I ever use them, I literally dive into the vibration of the food before picking it up, and I see if it synchronizes with my body. And if a fruit or a vegetable is not in harmony with my rhythm, then I don't choose it. Even if it sounds great, even if it has a lot of vitamins, even if it's by the book in the nutritional um, standards. I don't choose it because my body doesn't choose it, but because maybe my body doesn't need it. My body doesn't need that juice or that fresh, and I don't use it. And maybe tomorrow, when my body is in a different frequency, it might be beneficial for me. And when I go back to the supermarket or when I choose my juice, it might be good. But it's always a fine tunement, a day by day fine tunement, and always in a rhythm of self mastery. Okay, so these are the overall benefits, but there are other subtle benefits of this process that can be observed by each one of you along the journey. And in each webinar, we're also having a meditation together, which is increasing the vibration and the pranic percentage, because we're learning each meeting to tune into the sources that are really nourishing us from the inside. So that's what we're getting along the process. So tonight's theme, meditation, I love it. I practiced it for years and I can't imagine my life without it. Meditation is the first step in a spiritual practice. And many of the people I meet think that meditation is something that you have to do in isolated room with your leg crossed and your spine straight. That's a good way to do it, but there are more extended ways to do this along the journey. And now it can be a part of your day to day activities, because meditation is not just being a Hindu guru in a somewhere in a corner. Meditation is being aware in each moment of your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. That's the first step of meditation. You know, observing yourself, self observation in each moment, and reassessing what you're sending out with your thoughts, emotions, and your reactions. And this is something you can do every day and in every second of your life. When you're washing the dishes, when you're driving your car, when you're talking to the people at your job or the ones in your family, in each of these situations, you can be in an inner meditation by observing yourself. And when you're about to speak out, just observe yourself and see where are you uttering the words from? Are they coming from your heart? Are they coming from your divine self intuition? Or are they coming from your ego based personality and they are just a way of disrupting your reality? And if you see that you are contracted, for example, when you're about to speak out, then you might want to choose your words wisely and see what you want to emanate out. And that's meditation. Meditation is also when somebody is driving by you and starts cursing or using the horn to make you aware of something that you have done. And you are in meditation when you choose not to respond and you choose to remain calm. That's a meditative state. When you understand that that person might be agitating for his own reason and might be cursing for his own reasons. Maybe he had a bad day, maybe he has an issue in his family, and you are remaining calm and unshaken by what has happened, and you don't choose to instantly react to the state that he has sent to you. That's also meditation. Meditation is when you tune into your body and choose your food. Like we explained, when we go to supermarket and choose a juice or a fruit, we are always aware of what is the vibration in our body, what is the vibration of the food or drink that we want to take. And if it doesn't align and if something is not flowing right when we try to pick it up or when we look at it, then we don't choose it. And that's also meditation. So you see, you can have meditation in your day to day life without sitting cross legged in a corner because it's about going in within and observing your inner rhythms. And once you are getting more and more used to that, it becomes a general practice. It becomes a every minute practice for you. But until then, you can choose to include in your life just a daily practice of 10 to 20 minutes just to follow your breath, tune in, observe your inner rhythms and see what your body does in that moment. And maybe work on your chakras if you know what they are and maybe bring some light in you into your subtle bodies and so on. If you're not familiarized with the chakra system, you go on my YouTube, Cristiana Eltrayan, and we just posted a video about how to heal your chakras just a few minutes ago. So you'll find all the details there, and you can at least know where they are and what they do, and then you can start practicing by consciously adding light to them for 10 or 20 minutes before going to work in the morning and before going to bed at night. And that's meditation, and that's very simple. That's what I started with. And it's so easy to get to know your energy system with this practice. When you start to observe your chakras and you start to observe and you start to consciously putting energy into them and then see your physical reactions and the changes you have in your life, then meditation is starting to kick in and show results, and then you want to be doing more of it, and you're going to be wanting to add some during your lunch break or something, and you're going to be start noticing the effects of it, and you're going to be start enjoying it more and more to the point where, for example, I reached a few hours of meditation per day to 8 to 10 hours or more. And if I'm alone in the house doing my daily tasks, I might say that I'm all the time in meditation because I'm always tuning in and seeing what needs to be done and how my body feels and what I need to say next and so on. So that's meditation on daily basis. Uh, the simplest meditation practice I just shared with you. Sit, observe your chakras, sit in silence, and just and or if you're feeling a tension in your body, just start following the breath and start channeling the breath towards that particular area in your body. That's also meditation, and that's also um, very powerful healing technique when you sit uh, concentrated within and you channel your breath to send energy to a certain area of your body. You're literally bringing prana in that area, and that area can heal and rejuvenate and recalibrate very, very easy. And that's a simple pranic practice that you can use every day to get back to your health and harmony. So you might want to use that. Or when you're sensing some emotional tribulation in your system, you can just sit in silence, start following the breath, start going into that emotion and see what it wants to show you. And that emotion might show you something from your childhood or something from another lifetime if you believe in that. And that's also meditation. So from the state of anger or fear or whatever it is that you're feeling, agitation, you can just go within, start following the breath, and start waiting for that emotion to reveal to you what it is that it wants to show you. And that's how you become more aware of yourself and you become more aware of what you need to release and what you need to integrate so that you can have a higher frequency. That's also meditation. Another type of meditation is just listening to the music, your favorite music, but just make sure it's the right one, on the right pitch. Please speak 432 instead of 440. You can find that on YouTube and on our previous videos about it. And you can listen to your favorite music and just let your body melt down in that music and be imbued in those frequencies and that sound or music can heal and recalibrate your body without you having to focus on anything, making any effort. You just sit there and let your body flow with the music, and that's also a type of meditation. And you see, we're not recommending complicated techniques, even though we know some of them. We're recommending simple, basic steps of bringing more self awareness, more peace, more calm into your life. That's very, very easy to practice. What are the benefits of meditation, you might ask? Well, from my personal experience, uh, I can share that from an agitated, busy manager working maybe 16 hours a day, some days. After a few years of practice, I become more centered, far more healthy, much more aware of my life path and my life mission. I shifted everything in my life from scratch. I changed from managing my own event company to this um, role of public speaker, healer, and author, which has not been an easy change, but has been a very useful change for my spiritual growth. And that is all because I started to meditate and I started to be in contact with my divine self and I started to be aware of its messages. because before that, like many other people, I was going randomly through my life. And I was eating randomly, working randomly, and making all the other choices randomly without any harmonious results or very little harmonious results. After I started meditating, I not only became calmer and more aware, but I also started getting very clear messages from my divine essence in terms of what I have to do in this world and what are my steps and what is my daily practice or daily mm, path. And each day, before everything else, I start with at least half an hour to 1 hour of meditation, um, just to see what the universe has to reveal to me for that new day. And I'm starting with giving thanks for being alive, with giving thanks for having this guidance and having, you know, uh, divine self in this body, guiding this body. I start with giving thanks for all that I am and for all that I have in my life. And then I dive into whatever practice I feel called to do in that day, be it energizing my chakras, listening to some special music, and diving, like I explained, to fine tune my whole being with sound, either practicing yoga or type of qigong, which is also mixed with meditation. Each of these practices are enhancing our frequency and are increasing the pranic percentage. And I'm going to share more about yoga and qigong and tai chi in the fifth workshop, which is about how to treat our bodies like a temple. I'm going to share more about how to do that in just a few weeks. But for now, meditation and how to practice it and the do's and don'ts. Before practicing meditation, like you, I thought it's something that only monks do, or only spiritual people of a certain level of evolution do. Now I know it's something everyone can practice, even children from early ages to very, very old people. All of us can practice meditation, and it can expand our consciousness, give us levels of perception that are way beyond our physical body, put us in contact with not only our multidimensional nature, but also the other dimensions or realms of existence that might be now hidden to some of us. It gives you an awareness about the universe and what we are and what the universe is that sets us into a state of freedom and alignment that is, you know, so vast and beyond words. But the important thing is to know how to integrate that into our daily lives and to, however vast and cosmic our states are, to be able to come back to our physical existence and harmoniously um, tune into our states and bring these higher states into our day-to-day life, like bringing the light that we've experienced and the greatness that we've experienced and the vastness that we experienced into this physical body and into the material world. That's the important thing to do with meditation. uh, and I always talk about grounding at the end of the meditation. That's an important step. And one of the don'ts that I always stress about is don't get up and go. Don't just get up and go after you've been traveling to cosmos or traveling through your energy system, which is also a cosmos, or traveling on whatever astral realms you're going to. Don't just get up and start whatever it is that you're doing next. You make sure you ground yourself first. I've seen so many people suffering from various illnesses or psychological imbalances or issues in their day-to-day life because they don't ground after meditation. That's the key thing in in for a harmonious spiritual practice. The key thing is to integrate these energies back into your physical body and back into the physical plane and recontact Mother Earth again and and tune in to the center of the earth and to the center of this planet so that you can stay rooted, stay grounded, and ground the energy that you brought with the meditation. Another important thing before you get good at it, just make it a daily practice and try to do it at the same hour. It's like with the Pavlov's dog experiment. If your body gets used to having meditation at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, it will naturally go into that state whenever 7 or 8 o'clock comes. And after a while, your body will be so used to that even without you sitting in a special position or doing special techniques, it will go into that brainwave frequency and into that state because you have gotten used to that practice at that hour. We highly recommend that you make it a disciplined practice because otherwise you're just going to practice for a few days or maybe a few months and then you're going to forget about it and go back to a more imbalanced rhythm again. You want to make it a disciplined practice and you want to bring it into your daily schedule the same way you bring breakfast, the same way you bring washing your teeth or having a shower every day because meditation is the shower for your energy system. And you don't want to have an energy system that is not showered every day because that's what manifests your reality. The energy system is what manifests your reality. You want to have that cleaned and nice, nicely pampered because the more you bring light into your energy system, the more brighter and happier your reality is going to be. So that's why we recommend a disciplined daily practice with meditation. Uh, like I said, before you get good at it, you might want to create a special environment when you do it, like lit up a candle or an incense stick or a nice music or whatever it is that shifts your mood into a calmer one. Have a bath or a shower before meditation, like the yogic master recommend. It's good to wash your body before you start washing your energy system. And also, while you're in the shower, you can imagine the water like being light rays who are washing not only your physical but also your energy system, going through all the layers and releasing everything that needs to be released. That's a good practice before starting meditating. If you don't have time or place for a shower, just go meditate. It's no problem. Light will wash you up, and you can then do your shower whenever you're ready. But create a peaceful environment and make sure you're not disturbed. Put your phone on silent mode. Make sure you do that. When you're starting to meditate, especially at the beginning of the practice, your friends and dear ones will always call you. That's guaranteed because they are connected with you. They are feeling you're shifting your energy and they want to know what this is about. At the subconscious or unconscious level, they feel called to call you because you're doing something that is not familiar to them in your energy system. So make sure you put your phone on silent mode. The universe will not collapse if you are on silent for 20 minutes. It will still be there when you come back from meditation, so don't worry. So make sure you're doing that before starting to meditate. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to practice. Your phone will ring, you'll get disconnected, you'll try to start again, your mind will wander, you'll try to connect with the person that called you. and so on, that's not going to be a method of meditation. Put everything on silent, close your computer, phone, whatever. Just take 20 minutes for yourself. We recommend 20 or 21 minutes because it's a cycle of 3 7. And the number 7 is very important in the spiritual practice. So a cycle of 3 7 minutes is very powerful for your evolution. If you don't have time for 21 minutes, you just do 7 and maybe do 7 later and 7 later, but just make sure you're having at least 21 minutes a day at some point altogether. Um, at least every couple of days, if not daily, just take a moment of meditation without setting your alarm clock, without giving it a time frame, so that you can dive deeper and tune into more and more of your divine essence. Because imagine if you were finally in that place where you can still your mind and help make it shut up for a moment. If you are in that place where you're finally in contact with your divine essence, where your breath is aligned, when you're starting maybe getting some messages or some insights, and your clock rings and you have to get out of it, it's not that nice. Imagine if you had an appointment with God for the divine and you are, put off by your own alarm clock. You wouldn't want that to happen. So just take at least one day a week, one moment a week without any time schedule so that you can go as deep as possible and really see your level of how deep can you get. And last but not least, make sure you're not disturbed. If you have someone entering your room every 2 minutes, you won't be able to focus if you're not really trained in that. So please make sure you're having um, your moment without interruption. If your family does not agree with your spiritual practices, you can do it in your bathroom, while taking your bath or while doing something in your bathroom. You can do it, maybe go in a park and do it. And that's also beneficial for all the energy bodies. But make sure you're not disturbed because otherwise you won't be able to practice. That's for sure. Until you get good at it and you can do it wherever you are. Like, for example, I can meditate in planes, in trains, while speaking to people, while uh, whatever I do, I can go in meditation and shift my inner state until you are very familiarized with that practice. Make sure you're not disturbed. And also make sure you maybe choose the channels you tune into. So when we start meditating, we're just like a radio station who start to tune in to all type of channels in the universe, receiving messages, maybe, receiving guidance, or just receiving energy or prana. You want to make sure you tune into the right channels. So before, when you start meditating, before getting deep into that, you just ask that only the light beings and the energies that are beneficial for you can tune into your energy system or can contact you during your meditation. So, and after your meditation, so that you are sure that only the best sources of information and energy are fueling you. Now, that's a good thing to do. And please try to write this down or remember. So before the practice, either put a light column around you and ask that only the light beings and the energies that are most beneficial for you can tune into you during and after the meditation. That's a good energy practice for clarity and for picking up your channels without you being picked up by them randomly. Okay, so before we go any further, I promised we're going to be having a brief meditation and also an important tool for you to be able to check your pranic percentage and other aspects of your life. So this tool that we're going to share, it's called the breath test. You can also find it on my YouTube under this name of the breath test. Is a tool to check everything in your life. For example, when you feel to go out and meet someone, when you feel to go out and buy food, when you feel to um, choose a new job or a new life mission, and so on, you can use that tool and ask, is it beneficial for me to, and add your statement. And this tool will give you the right result or the yes or no answer according to what's beneficial for you. It's a very powerful and ancient spiritual tool. We recommend that you use it wisely. We will share more about it after we're going to share it with you. But now, what we recommend is that you put on your headset or your earphones and start tuning into your breath because we're starting a breath meditation to shift your frequency and help you with some energy recalibration. So make sure you won't be disturbed for the next 10 minutes, maybe, or 15 minutes, and start following your breath. Let your breath sink deeper in your body. Let it go deeper towards the abdomen with every inhale. Let it go out slowly with every exhale. You can close your eyes if you feel more comfortable with tuning inside with your eyes closed. It also helps visualize the suggestions that we're gonna make. We have posted a link to nice music for meditation in the chat box if you want to open that and listen to that while we're meditating together. And start breathing in and out slowly. Imagining that you're in a light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth. Having this light column around you with the most beneficial energy, the most beneficial color, the most beneficial frequency for each one of us. We breathe in and out the energy, the light, the color from this light column. We start noticing our energy changing slowly. We start noticing a calmer rhythm in our inner being, with our breath going in and out slowly but deeply. You let your breath go towards the abdomen, but without pushing it. Just let it sink there. And as you breathe in more of this light around you. And as you breathe out all the worries, tensions, concerns, everything that no longer serves you in this meditation. You allow it to flow out into this light column around you, and you allow it to be dissolved, transmuted, and transformed into the most beneficial energy for you now. You feel your body relaxing in this light column from the soles of the feet to your ankles, calves, and knees, to your thighs and buttocks and hips, Feel your body surrounded in this light column. Feel your abdomen surrounded in the column of light, protruded by light, imbued by light with every breath. Feel your chest and arms relaxing in this light column around you. Feel your neck and jaw area relaxing, the back of your neck as well, the shoulders. Fully relaxed in this light column surrounding you. Feel the head, the face, the ears, the eyeballs relaxing completely, the face muscles. To the tip of the nose and the tips of your ears, you are fully relaxed. You also feel your forehead and top of your head relaxing fully in this energy. You are fully surrounded by light. All thought forms dissolved like little clouds above your head. Breathing in deeply, you focus on your heart now, in your heart chakra. Breathing in, it's like your heart chakra has a nose and you're breathing through your chest into your heart chakra. You might even notice a sphere or a light ball there. That is getting brighter and brighter with every breath. And you imagine that you have a connection cable from the center of the universe coming down to your crown chakra to the top of your head and coming down into your heart, fueling this heart chakra of yours with cosmic divine light, divine love. You see or sense or visualize or perceive this connection cable coming down through your crown chakra, top of your head, into your heart, and feel its light energy fueling your heart with every inhale, as if you were sipping through a straw the energy, the light, the love from the center of the universe into your heart. With every exhale, you send out this love from your heart chakra into your system. Send it out into your organs, your internal tissues and bones and bone marrow and muscular structure. The whole physical structure is filled by the love in your heart combined with the energy from the center of the universe, nourished by it, fueled by it. And you can almost feel your cells tingling in response. With every breath, your heart chakra is becoming brighter, sending more light in your cells, coming down to the top of your head into the center of your heart. With every exhale, your cells get brighter, more replenished and rejuvenated by this light. You bring in more light and send it down into the lower chakras as well, and send it down from your heart towards the perineum, into your root chakra, and down your feet. You feel that from the perineum you build 3 connection cables going down towards the center of the earth. 1 cable going down through each foot, and the third one going directly from the perineum to the center of the earth, connecting you to the heart of Gaia, the heart of this planet supporting you. You see these connection cables as they go out through the soles of the feet, connecting to the center of the earth, like roots growing down into the earth. And you see and feel the center of the earth sending out energy towards your body. Feel the energy of the heart of Gaia. Breathing up, you breathe up this energy through these roots towards the soles of the feet. You breathe it up through the ankles, the calves, the knees, and the thighs. You breathe it up into the perineum, allowing this energy from the heart of Gaia to fill up your perineum and your entire being with the energy of the planet you're on, with the elements of the planet you're on. And you allow this energy to flow up to the base of your spine now and fuel the entire spinal cord with the energy from the center of the planet, the yin energy of Mother Earth is flowing up your spine, reaching your heart chakra, mixing with the cosmic energy, then reaching up to the base of your skull, then reaching up to the top of your head, filling your whole body with light and love from the center of the earth. And you are now connected from above and below, fully connected to the center of the universe, fully connected to the center of the earth, and fully centered in your heart. And you're mixing these 2 energies, the yang cosmic energy and the yin planetary energy, into your heart, sending it out into your cells and organs, into your physical systems, into your auric field, and then out into the universe, setting a new frequency for your energy system, a complete yin and yang balance. And now that you're fully nourished in this way, you can make a statement, beginning the breath test, you can make a statement in your mind that you know for sure that is false. But make a statement that is very concrete, like I'd say, my blouse is blue, something palpable, something you can see. And you repeat that statement like a mantra, following your breath while you do it. Repeat the statement in your mind, knowing that it's false, and see what your breath does. Then when you've observed the pattern with your breath, you start repeating a sentence that is true. Like I would say, my blouse is red, and I would repeat it like a mantra in my head, following the breath. See what your breath does. Repeat it several times. See what the breath does. See if you can tell any difference. But first make sure that the statement is very clear and referring to a physical thing, to a palpable thing. And as you've noticed maybe a difference between the two aspects, you can tell that the breath goes a certain way when your statement is true, because your divine essence know what is true, and the cells expand when truth is uttered, and your breath flows freely. You might have noticed your breath flows freely through the body when the statement you're making is true. And when the statement you're making is false, you might have noticed something contracting in your body. Maybe your abdomen, maybe your breath got a little contracted or choked. And that's because your divine essence knows what is false, and the cells receive the message and they contract. And that's the difference between something that is true for you and something that is false for you. And once you practice this enough with small things, you can then ask about anything and see what's true and what's not. How to use this technique, which we call the breath test, is you make a statement that you want to know about, and you listen to your breath and your body. For example, you make a statement, it is beneficial for me to go to the Pranic festival in Romania, and see what the breath does. But always use it is beneficial for me too. And you see what the breath does. If your breath flows freely, then the answer is yes. If your breath or body contracts, then the answer is no. If your body or breath do nothing, then maybe you're not fully ready to know the answer, and you might ask a few days or weeks or months later to see what the answer it is. The same way you can ask for anything, where it is beneficial for me to eat that salad. It is beneficial for me to use physical food now. It is beneficial for me to drink, to have liquids. It is beneficial for me, and it is beneficial for me to use that dress or to use this blouse or anything else that you put on. Then practice with simple things until you get used to your breath rhythm and you get used to your test. And then you can use it for more important things. Like it is beneficial for me to quit or choose a job. It is beneficial for me to go to this date or pick this partner or choose this relationship or end this relationship and so on. But do not do these choices until your practice is very, very accurate with the breath test, and until you make sure that you can stay out of your mind while practicing. So you must make sure that you're centered in your heart, like we did now with the meditation, and then you make the questions. So your mind has to be between alpha and theta state for the results of this test to be accurate. Otherwise, your mind will kick in and it will draw your breath or do something for the result that you are maybe wanting, you know. For example, if someone wants to go in a date, I'm going to make a joke, but it's not really a joke. If somebody wants to go in a date and asking with a breath test and then draws, it is beneficial for me to go to date Johnny and says, you know, that's not going to work. You have to practice and, you know, until you are very, very good at it and very, very used to it, and then ask for important things. And but when you are familiarized with it and really have practiced it and you've seen the results and you've seen that you can easily know which way is yes and which way is no as a breath answer, then the results you're getting with it and the accuracy are amazing. And it's, like I said, a spiritual practice to always connect to your divine self and see your answers from there. So that's why it's beneficial for you to use it every day and as much as you can, because it's a divine self contact practice. So I hope this has been useful for all of you. We can be sharing more along the emails if you want. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to use the chat box next to the video, or the comments below the video, or the comments below in the Facebook comments if you haven't gotten the chance to commune with us so far and share your thoughts. If you have any questions about meditations or about the brainwaves frequencies and so on, feel free to ask us via email. You'll find our contact data on our website, soulhealingacademy.com. Below this video, you have the link to be able to subscribe to the whole pranic consciousness process. So feel free to use that link and join us um, for all 8 meetings. Um, the gatherings are outstanding as more and more people are joining us, and you're gonna be able to be a part of a wider community. Also, feel free to like us, share us, and share the information with your friends that you know are interested in that, because we need to, you know, get this message forward because it's so beneficial for humanity and so easy to practice and such an easy tool to fine tune. Um, and make sure you join our Facebook pages: Pranic Consciousness Process, Pranic Consciousness Summit, Pranic Festival in Romania. You are also invited to the Pranic Festival in Romania this August, 15 to 19 August 2018. We're holding a Pranic Festival here, and it's going to be a blast because all the fabulous Pranic speakers that we know, we're going to be here in person or via Skype, and teaching us their methods and their techniques and sharing with us all the things that they have practiced so far. So you can find information about that um, on our website at the events section, and we're also posting it here in the chat box. But on the soulhealingacademy.com website, go at the events section, and you're having information about the Pranic Festival in Romania there. You're having the information about the Pranic Consciousness Summit, which is the online gatherings with these masters as well. So a lot of tools for your pranic journey and for the uplifting of your frequency, because we've been doing a lot of work in the past few years. So, hoping you're having a fabulous day or evening in the next hours. Hoping you've benefited from the meditation and all that we've shared, and looking forward to see you in the next meetings of the Pranic Consciousness process. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to tune in to the universal guidance or the divine, or how to tune in to the universal field so that you get your own results, your own answers, and the best results with your day-to-day projects. So this is going to be the next theme and the next webinar. Make sure you join us. You can also join us step by step, so webinar by webinar, or you can subscribe to the whole series of meetings, however you prefer. This is Cristiana Eltrayan, wishing you all the best and sending you all my blessings. See you soon. See you next Friday. Next meetings, 8 p.m. Bucharest time. Blessings to all.